Welcome to Malad High School for softball on the air today. Lisa and Nate brought you baseball yesterday. Had a lot of fun doing that. It was fun to listen to.
Yeah, they sent the professional today because apparently we talked too much about pizza.
Nobody said that they said the professional. We haven't called a softball game since 2012.
Oh. Phone pacing back and forth.
It was at State when they went to Coeur d'Alene in 2012, I think was the last time we were on the air for softball.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of fun.
I remember holding a cell phone to my ear and pacing back and forth, frantic.
So
because, my kids were on the field, and it was nerve-wracking as all get out to try to call a game and watch my kids.
And be mom. Well, we're here at Malad High School, set up in center field, Ray on the camera, Nate trying to see with the glare of the sun on the computer. And we're going to try to have some softball. Going to have national anthem to get started. Both teams lined up on the baseline. And we'll just keep talking because we're so far away, nobody's going to notice, and you're not going to hear the national anthem. Yeah. So we'll stand up and make it look good.
This is a really beautiful setting.
It is. Their field is not the greatest field, but they're getting a brand new one. But the setting is beautiful here in Malad.
Yeah.
Malad all in their home. Well, I guess really not home. Home is usually white. They have orange jerseys, orange socks, black pants, Bear Lake. In their pinstripes, gray uniforms with blue pinstripes, royal blue pants. Both teams look sharp, standing on the baselines, getting the national anthem for Bear Lake for sure. I'm not sure on Malad if they played the 2A softball game.
Forever.
Yeah, Wrigley Peterson, who's a senior pitcher this year, has never lost a 2A softball game. She's a 3-time defending state champion, and she's hoping to four-peat as a senior. She's never lost a softball game. She's lost a softball game in high school, but not to a 2A team. Every loss she's had has been to a 3A or 4A team, which is only 2 or 3 of those. Last year, I think they only lost 1. So this is going to be a big challenge for Bear Lake. Not a challenge they cannot overcome, but definitely a big challenge. Bear Lake will obviously hit first. Morgan Armstrong will be the leadoff batter. On deck is Natalie Parcelo. Holly Bruce will be in the hole. Both teams doing a pregame cheer. Looks like we got Gary Carlson behind the plate as the umpire today, and you can see the big yellow bus in the background as we're out here in center field. On a beautiful day, you can hear the wind in our microphones a little bit.
I'm telling you what, though, it's a lot warmer wind today than it was yesterday. Oh, man, we were cold. Nate's still in shorts. He was yesterday, so that doesn't tell you anything about the weather because he was in shorts yesterday.
It is.
His legs were purple yesterday, though, and today they're normal color. So
it is a beautiful day. So great
it's
day.
Nice.
Great day for softball. Great day for track. We watched. You and I went to the track meet just before this. We'll talk a little bit about that as the Dragons take some warm-up pitches, and we watched Christian Bush. He cleared 6'8" in the high jump, which
almost got 6'10".
Yep.
Almost.
And it's kind of, I teased him a little bit a couple weeks ago at the track meet. I'm like, Christian, you realize that by the time you actually get serious about your jumps and not just doing warm-up jumps, everybody else is eliminated.
Yeah.
He just laughs.
For real.
He's got the school record. He cleared 6'10" as a sophomore. 6'8" is the highest he's cleared since then, but he's done that multiple times, including again today. He cleared 6'8", and he was there on 6'10", a little bit of form if he cleans that up, which I'm not criticizing because that's amazing. By the way, if you're wondering, that's Division I college level high jumping.
Yeah.
So, all right, Peterson in the circle. Armstrong will step up to the plate. Nobody on, nobody out. First batter of the game, top of the first inning. Armstrong leads off. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 0-1 count to start off. Peterson is a very efficient pitcher. Doesn't throw a lot of balls. She's got a great rise ball, which is very difficult to hit, and she throws a nasty change if she gets ahead in the count. She comes set. Here's the pitch. This one's outside, taken for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out here early on. Coach Pope over giving some signs to Morgan. Peterson will take the sign from her coach. Comes set. Here's the wind-up pitch. ground ball. It's in play. Peterson will field it, toss it over first base in time to Hallie Horsley. Those of you that watched basketball and volleyball broadcasts, you'll recognize that name. Hallie Horsley, their star volleyball player, their first baseman. Records out number 1. Armstrong out on a ground out. But she put the ball in play, and that's kind of been the theme of the team this year, create chaos. If you can put the ball in play, let them make defensive mistakes. Natalie Parslow comes to the plate. She's the number 2 hitter. A lot of speed in the top of the lineup for Bear Lake. Parslow and Armstrong are really fast on the bases if they get there. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 out, nobody on. 0-1 count to Parslow, top of the first. Peterson gets the sign from her coach. Taking her time this time. She'll come to the plate. Here's the pitch. This one's popped into right field. It's a foul ball. If that wouldn't have stayed fair, Parslow would have had herself a double down the line most likely, but it just curved foul. 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the first inning. You're going to notice if you're new to softball, these games go a lot faster than the baseball game. They just move. It's shorter bases. You can't lead off until the pitch is thrown, so you don't have to worry about runners. As Parslow takes ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the first inning, Peterson comes to the plate. Ball 2. Good eye there from Parslow to lay off those rise balls. Rise ball is a very difficult pitch to hit. It's not a pitch that exists in baseball. The laws of physics prohibit that.
Yeah.
But in softball with the underhand pitch, ball 3 works the count. 3-2. Great patience up there. That's kind of the payoff pitch for Peterson. We've faced her a lot, so we know her style. And she likes to get you on those rise balls.
I would have swung at that one, by the way.
Here we go. 3-2 pitch. Parslow behind it. Strikes out. Couldn't quite catch up to that one after fouling one off and working a full count. Natalie Parslow strikes out for out number 2. So nobody on, 2 out. And Hallie Bruce comes to the plate. And here's the pitch. Bruce fouls that one off out of play down the first base line. Good contact, good bat, good quick bat, but just couldn't quite catch up to it. Fouls it off.
Line drive level. If she connects with that one and straightens it out, it's going to be
high and deep, and out number 3 on the edge of the dirt. And don't let that fool you. Here in Malad, the edge of the dirt is deep center field. Yeah. This is an old baseball diamond that they converted into softball field, and that was a deep high pop fly. She's an inch lower on that ball. That one might have got out of here, but Bruce is retired for out number 3. The Bears go down in order in the top of the first. Malad will come to the plate. Brooklyn Crockett will take the circle for the Bears. Kaylee Culver behind the plate. Cedar Priest at first. Hallie Perkins at second. Shortstop is Morgan Armstrong, who led off the game. And over at third base, Addie Ure. In left field, Hallie Bruce, who just flew out to end the inning. Natalie Parslow, the second batter, will be in center field, and the right fielder is sophomore Cambria Romrell. So senior-laden team. Culver behind the plate, Priest at first, and Perkins at second, and Ure at third are all seniors, and 2 of the 3 outfielders, Parslow and Bruce, are also seniors. And then juniors in Crockett and Armstrong, and the lone sophomore in Cambria Romrell. The backup pitcher that you'll most likely see come out next today is also a sophomore. They're Lindsay Fisher, likely to, and Fisher is actually going to hit for Crockett. So in softball and in high school baseball, it's the same way. Instead of a designated hitter that hits specifically for the pitcher like they do in the major leagues, the designated player can actually hit for anybody on the team, and the flex plays defense. And today, I think Malad's right fielder is the one not hitting.
It's actually Horsley.
Horsley played first base? Oh, Horsley's not hitting?
Horsley's flex. And, they have Gonzalez will be hitting for her today.
Oh, wow. Horsley is a beast with a bat, so that surprises me. Here's the first pitch. It is taken for strike 1. Nice pitch. And do you have a name on the batter?
Pickett.
Pickett, the batter for Malad. 0-1 count. Nobody on here in the bottom of the first inning. That one's high. 1-1 is your count. So Bears go in order in the top of the first. First batter for the Dragons in the game. Pickett has got a 1-1 count. Here's the delivery. She pops it up out of play. Foul ball. That one almost hit the bus. The tree. The tree back there saves a lot of lives and a lot of cars.
That good old tree's been there for a long time. And, yeah, it's saved a lot of cars and a lot of people's heads, by the way.
1 ball, 2 strikes after the foul tip. Crockett comes to the plate. Inside, taken for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. As she is the first batter from the lot here in the bottom of the first inning. Crockett gets the sign. Most of the teams, including Bear Lake, and struck her out. Pickett with the swing and the miss. Crockett with a nice fastball. She's kind of got a curveball. It's called a screwball. The one that she actually throws, and that one, it starts over the plate, cuts to the outside. Pickett was way behind it, and 4 batters so far in the game, 4 outs. Mm-hmm. Who's at the plate now for Milan? Coombs coming to the plate. Here's the pitch. Just inside for ball 1. First batter of the game that hasn't had strike 1 on the first pitch of the at-bat. And that one didn't miss by much. Crockett throws a good ball. Here's the pitch. That one
looked good.
Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Nobody on for the Dragons. Crockett gets a sign. I was starting to say that most of the teams, including Bear Lake, have gone to a numbered system. They all have wristbands. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So the coach just calls a number. The team looks at the wristbands to know what the pitch is going to be, or if you're a batter, what the call is, rather than traditional signs. Crockett will look at her armband. She's up 1 ball, 2 strikes. She's already got a strikeout in the game, and this one's fouled. Priest over there, but it's going to be out of play. Into the garbage can.
3 points. Oh, wait. Wrong team.
So they're going to switch balls because that one went in the garbage can. They'll make sure they get it clean. So Crockett ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out on a strikeout. As the Bears put the ball in play. And that was big. As efficient as Wrigley Peterson is as a pitcher, it was big for the Bears. 2 of their 3 batters put the ball in play in fair territory, and Parslow actually caught up to it, just fouled it off. Here we go, 1-2 pitch. Grounded, fielded, through the legs of Armstrong, brought up by Parslow, and we have our first base runner of the game as Coombs has a single. And this field does not bounce, and the ball does not behave like any other field.
Especially a gym floor.
Especially a gym floor, which they've been playing on. Yesterday at home, they were outside on the dirt, but the dirt, that nice red dirt we have in Bear Lake, it behaves differently, and that ball shot through. And this is Peterson at the plate, their pitcher. She's a great hitter herself. She fouls the first one off. So of the first 6 batters now of the game, these 2 pitchers have done their job. The 5 of the first 6 batters, the first pitch has been a strike. And that's, Nate, you mentioned that yesterday in baseball. That is so important. So here we go, 1 out, 1 on. Runner at first is Coombs. Peterson at the plate. Crockett gets the sign, comes to the plate. Outside, the runner's going and going to be in there safe. So the stolen base for the Dragons. Now the runner in scoring position. And that pitch was a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second, 1 out. As Peterson steps in, Crockett gets a sign. She comes to the plate. Peterson fakes the bunt and stolen base. I think it was called for a strike.
Yep.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. It was a fake bunt to get the steal, and a mix-up on the Bear Lake defense, and it pays off for Malad. So now that runner's at third, but Peterson is behind in the count now with 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and she's going to pop it into fair territory. Armstrong knocks it down smartly, does not make the throw, so the runner stays at third. Oh, they say she caught it. Oh, no. Courtesy runner. I was going to say, I didn't think she caught it, but courtesy runner for the pitcher. They do that in baseball. I don't know if you had any yesterday, but the pitcher and the catcher, they allow a courtesy runner. It's not a pinch runner. They're not subbing out of the game.
Can you see who that is?
I cannot see a number from here.
We'll figure it out.
So here we go.
Horsley. Is that Horsley? It does look like Horsley at the plate.
It is number 13, Hallie Horsley. So we've got a misinformation on their roster. So here we go. The cleanup batter, Horsley at the plate. The runner steals second. So we got runners at second and third, and that's one you're going to give up every time. And there's a high fly ball. It's in foul territory. Morgan Armstrong over there can't quite get it to it. That was a long run. Morgan made a good play on the ball, but couldn't quite get there. Would have been out number 2. Likely would have scored a run, though, because it was deep enough and awkward enough that the runner probably tags from third in that situation. It just goes as a strike as the ball falls harmlessly in foul territory. So Horsley with a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And she pops this one straight in the air, right to second base. Perkins underneath it for out number 2. So here we go, 2 outs now. Bears have a chance to get out of this without giving up any runs if they can get the out here. Runners at second and third, a strikeout and a pop out in the inning. And the number 5 hitter in the lineup coming to the plate. Kimberling steps in. Here's the pitch. High. She wanted it, but she held off high for ball 1. So 2 on at second and third, 2 out. 1 ball, no strikes. To Kimberling here. Bottom of the first inning, 0-0 your score. Here's the pitch. And that one's going to be popped foul. So 1 ball, 1 strike. That one down the first base line, but over against the fence. No way anybody's going to catch it, but no way it's going to be fair. So just a loud strike. Kimberling ready for the pitch. Crockett gets the sign, checks her armband, steps on. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss for strike 2. Nice pitch. Inside corner, kind of a drop ball. You'd call it a sinker in baseball. It's called a drop ball in softball, where the bottom just falls out from underneath it. It looks like a strike. You go to swing, and there's nothing there. So here's the 1-2 pitch. Crockett gets her to foul it off. Kimberling stays alive. Nate, you talked a lot about that yesterday. You just battle. Once you get 2 strikes on you, if it's not your pitch, you just foul it off, live to fight for another pitch. And that's what Kimberling did there. Crockett gets a sign. Coach Bailey Armstrong calling pitches over there. She was one of my pitchers. Mm-hmm. Payoff pitch. Oh, just missed. That looked good. That was a curve. And she laid off of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Runners at second and third.
I just won. Might have been out.
I as a coach, that's one you look at, like, how did you lay off that as an offensive coach? And she swings and misses. Crockett retires the side. 2 strikeouts and a pop fly in the inning. The Bears get out of that one. 0-0 your score after 1. We'll take 30 seconds to be right back on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier. Online at bearlakedental.com or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Manual overrides. We're back here in Malad, ready for the top of the second inning. 0-0 your score. As the Bears went 1-2-3, the Dragons did get 2 base runners, but Crockett struck out the batter with runners at second and third to end the inning. Nice inning, well pitched by Crockett. Just gave up the one ground ball, and then the other one was actually a fielder's choice. She chose not to make the throw to first base because it would have given up a run. So 0-0 after 1 inning. Cedar Priest, the first baseman, senior first baseman for the Bears, will step into the box. The Bears made contact in the first inning. All 3 batters put the bat on the ball, but there was a ground out and a fly ball. Let's see what Priest can do here against senior pitcher Wrigley Peterson for the Dragons as we start the second inning. 0-0 your score. Nobody on, nobody out, obviously, as we start the inning. Here's the pitch. She lays off, but it's called strike. High and outside, but on the corners. great placement. Peterson, that's where you want to put the ball. That's a hard ball to hit if you can get it called for strike. Priest fouls this one off, so she's down 0-2. Just underneath it, fouled it off to the right-hand side over the Bears dugout and into the grassy field over there. So here's the 0-2 pitch. Just what you want as a pitcher. As a batter, you got to protect. And this one is high. In fact, it passed ball, but no runners, so nobody advances. 1 ball. 2 strikes. Nobody on. It's Dara Priest, the cleanup hitter, the senior first baseman for Bear Lake, in the box, waiting for the pitch. She takes a step early in her at-bat, and then strikes out. Threw it past her on the rise ball. That time, Priest couldn't hold off. It was probably a strike anyway, and it's a strikeout for Sadara Priest. Second strikeout on the day for Peterson. Has sat down 2 Bears. Crockett had 2 strikeouts herself in the first inning, so both pitchers throwing the ball well as Holly Perkins, the senior second baseman for Bear Lake, steps in the box. Peterson gets a sign, comes to the plate. Swung on, in play, and it's going to fall. It's going to be a single. Just a pop fly out of range of the second baseman in front of the right fielder, right down the line. And Perkins, the first safe base runner for the Bear Lake Bears. As she advances to first on the single. Allie, you're the senior third baseman, will step in the box with runners for the first time on the day for the Bears. Addie, it's only her 3rd year of organized softball. She got cut her freshman year. Swings and misses. That stupid coach. It was me, by the way. But she came back and played for us her sophomore and junior years, did fantastic. Now here she is, the starting varsity third baseman. Down 0-1 as she swung and missed that first one, but she got a quick bat. We'll see what she can do here. Perkins standing at first. Here's the pitch. Foul ball, 0-2. That's why Peterson's so good, is she can get those 0-2 counts. And then you kind of have to shorten your swing, protect the plate, and stand in there and do your best just to battle. Perkins not going anywhere, as Peterson has very quick delivery and their catcher has a rocket arm behind the plate. So you're probably not going to see the Bears try to steal too many bases. Foul ball down the right field line, out of play. So Ure stays alive. You can see most of the foul balls and even the hit balls by the Bears, except for the fly ball by Bruce, are going to that right side. It's a sign of Peterson's speed. Bears are just a little bit behind stuff, and there's a strikeout, number 2 of the inning. Number 3 of the game is Ure on that rise ball, swing and a miss. So sophomore Romrell, Cambria Romrell, coming to the plate with a runner at first, 2 down, 2 strikeouts here in the inning. Romrell's had a breakout year this year for Bear Lake. She's hitting the ball really well and great defensive player. She takes strike 1, outside corner. Perkins down at first. 2 outs. 0-1 count. Top of the second inning here. And Romrell swings at that offering but misses it. It's no 2 count. Every batter of the game for Bear Lake has had an 0-2 count, I believe. Mm-hmm. Several of them have worked the count and put the ball in play, but every one of them's had an 0-2 count. She goes down 0-3, another swing and a miss. And that'll set the Bears down, but they do get a base runner that time, so they get Hallie Perkins to first. Can't move her around. That'll end the top of the second inning. The score still 0-0. We'll take a 30-second break and be back with the bottom of the second right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Bottom of the second inning, 0-0 is your score on Malad and Bear Lake. It's been a pitcher's duel so far. Crockett struck out 2 Malad Dragons in the first inning and struck out the side. Wrigley Peterson struck out the side in that inning. All 3 batters, all 3 outs were via strikeout. Hallie Perkins did sprinkle in a single in between to have the Bears' first base run of the game, but Bears only sent 7 batters to the plate in that first inning. the Dragons sent 5 to the plate, got runners to second, third, could not score as the beautiful strikeout pitch to end the inning by Crockett, who steps back in. The number 5 hitter in the lineup for the Dragons.
Number 6, actually. Maroney.
Oh, yeah, 6. I can count. Maroney stepping into the box. Crockett gets a sign. Her and Culver will both check their armbands, make sure they're on the same page. Maroney, you ready for the pitch? Crockett into the windup. Here's the pitch. Inside and low. Well, that's ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. In a 0-0 ball game here in the bottom of the second inning. The Bears and the Dragons. These two teams, ball 2 on the pitch. These two teams have finished first and second. So Bear Lake has been in the league since 2015. This is our final year in the league, so 10 years, 9 if you take out the COVID year. And in those 9 years, 9 seasons played, not counting this one so far, these two teams have finished first and second all but 1 year in that time. So this is the powerhouse of the league. As Crockett falls behind 3-0. That one was low. So this is a pitch that batter's likely just going to watch. Crockett needs to just deliver one down the middle here, and she goes high for ball 4. So walked her on 4 pitches after showing a lot of command in the first inning, getting 2 strikeouts out of 3 outs. Crockett gives up the walk to start inning number 2.
Oglesby now up to the plate.
Number 7 batter lineup, Oglesby. We keep glitching on our power. I hope we've got power. Oh, there we go. It came back on. And foul ball. We got some now. Hopefully you're not losing us completely. The first pitch was an 0-1 count. And we're trying to figure out issues. 0-2 on the strike. All right, I hope we're back. We have the generator quit, which allows you to still have the visual of the game, well, the scoreboard, but not the sound or the picture. So it's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Stolen 1 ball, 2 strikes? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner just stole second on that pitch. And Crockett comes to the plate, nobody out. And foul ball. Still remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. So after walking the leadoff batter, Crockett pitching well with a runner now in scoring position down at second base. And on these short bases, scoring position is really meaningful in softball. You get a runner to second, and a single a lot of times will score the runner. So here's the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout of the game for Brooklyn Crockett. She is pitching well. 3 strikeouts, just the 1 walk. 1 hit and a fielder's choice given up in the game. So only 1 base hit given up by either pitcher through 2 innings. 1 walk given up by the 2 pitchers combined through 2 innings. So great pitching duel going on here. Crockett comes to the plate. Bunt attempt. She lays it down and it's going to go. Oh, it rolls back fair.
They let it alone thinking that it was going to go foul, and it stayed fair.
So a bunt single advances the runner to 3rd. There's no chance to throw her out on that play as that ball was perfectly placed down the 3rd base line. Looked like it was going to roll foul. Addie let it roll, hoping it would, and it never did. So now we got runners at 1st and 3rd with a bunt single. And here's the number 9. No, this is the leadoff batter.
This is number 9, Tovey.
And a steal of 2nd. And in softball, you're never going to throw that because when you got a runner at 3rd, she's going to score. If you try to get that out at 2nd, the runner at 3rd is going to score easily. So the Bears, defensive indifference, give up the stolen base. And now 2 on. They're both at 2nd and 3rd. Here's the pitch inside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Oh, they called that one a strike. Late call there, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 0-0 score in the bottom of the second inning. And Brooklyn Crockett, who's got 3 strikeouts already in the game, just here in the second, swing and a miss.
Looks good.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Crockett dealing well today, throwing with a lot of power. The junior, last year, she decided she was going to focus on her pitching. She spent a lot of time during the summer and the fall going to pitching camps, and it has paid off. And she strikes her out for the second out of the inning. So now, 2 down. The Bears have allowed runners to get to second and third in both innings. In the first inning, Crockett got the strikeout to end the threat. In this inning, she gets the strikeout to give us 2 outs. And now she'll look in and get the call. Culver checks her wristband, make sure they're on the same page. Here's the pitch. And it's a wild pitch, and the runner's going to score from third. Close play. Culver got the throw there, just missed getting the out. So on the pass ball, the Malad Dragons score the first run of the game on ball 1. To this, the leadoff batter for the Dragons. So it's a 1-0 score. Bottom of the second, 2 out. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner still at third base. So you got to watch that wild pitch or fast pass ball could score another here. And here's the pitch, foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Runner down at third. Crockett pitching a really good game. That one was a little just high and outside. Culver couldn't quite knock it down. Hit it with the top of her glove. And it does allow the base runner. On these short bases, you get the
Good
pass ball,
stop.
and a lot of things can happen. Culver, great stop there. Would have given up another run if that one gets by. She went outside, knocks it down. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Runner at third. Crockett gets the sign, steps on, comes to the plate. Ground ball, foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes, evens up the count. Crockett already has struck out 4 Malad Dragons in this game. And a strikeout here would go a long way in this close game, 1-0 so far. And we're getting late in the second inning. Bottom of the second, 2 out. Runner at third. Here's the pitch from Crockett. High fly ball way over there in foul territory. Bruce can't run it down. It probably was out of play by the time it came down anyway. There's an imaginary line down the dugout that the ball's out of play just for the safety of the players because there's a brick wall over there. That one was probably out of play by the time it hit. So just a long, loud foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at third. 1-0 your score. Malad Dragons leading the Bear Lake Bears so far in this pitcher's duel. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Fair right down the third base line. Gets past Ure, and that's going to be a single, an RBI single for your leadoff hitter for the Dragons, and makes the score 2-0. And that was right down the third base line. Ure couldn't knock it down as it was a hard ground ball. And it's a lead, an RBI single. 2 outs, runner at first. As Crockett comes to the plate. Here's the pitch, foul ball, strike 1. Priest goes over there. Coach Casey Humphreys catches it in foul territory. Reach out and one-hands it.
If only that counted. Coombs at bat for the Dragons.
She hit the single in the first inning, I believe. She was the one that ended up being stranded over there at third base after a single. So here's the pitch. High. And back to first base goes the runner. Culver popped up, was ready to make the throw. The Dragons decided with 2 outs not to try to steal the base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first. 2-0 Malad, your score. Here's the pitch, foul ball. 0-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Crockett pitching with a little bit of an attitude out there today. I like to see it. She's come a long way since a year ago as a pitcher. Just a junior, so she got 2 years ahead of her. Remainder of this season and next season. And here's the pitch. High fly ball line drive. Caught in center field by center fielder Natalie Parslow to record out number 3. So the Dragons do score 2. They take the 2-0 lead after 2. We'll be back with the top of the third right after this on the SBI Sports Network.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on SVI Media is made possible by Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll. Here to help, Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. And You Save Phillips 66. Live life to the full.
Have you checked out the most awesome Ford store in eastern Idaho? We've been around for years.
And we've got top awards in the region for customer service and satisfaction.
We're Caribou Ford in Soda Springs.
Right now, we have the best inventory around and more on the way.
Or you can custom order your new car or truck just the way you like it.
We're Caribou Ford with the famous warranty forever.
And we're still keeping it simple in Soda Springs.
Kaylee Culver, the catcher, the senior catcher for the Bear Lake Bears, steps into the box. She'll be the leadoff hitter here in the top of the third inning. Bears trail 2-0. The leadoff walk in that second inning came around to score for Malad. They got one other run as Culver fouls off the first pitch. Bears looking to fight their way back in it. 2-0 score after 2. The defending state champ Malad Dragons leading your Bear Lake Bears, as a Culver will step into the box for the second pitch of the at-bat. Peterson delivers. Ooh, they called that one low. I would have called it strike 2. Culver, good eye, better eye than I have, as she evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody on, nobody out. Top of the third inning. Leadoff hitter in the inning for the Bears, and Culver grounds it right back to Peterson, who knocks it down, picks it up, throws over to first base in time, and she fields her position well. That time she didn't field it cleanly, but she knocked it down, kept it in front of her, and had plenty of time to make the throw to first. And the first batter of the inning for the Bears is an out as Culver grounds out. Lindsay Fisher, sophomore pitcher, who is acting as a DP today, steps in the box for the Bears. In the number 9 spot, she takes ball 1, a little bit high. So 2 sophomores getting significant time, and if Culver gets on base, you'll see a freshman as a courtesy runner for the Bears. Taylinda Clark has got some serious speed, and she courtesy runs for the catcher, Kaylee Culver, as that is called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on, nobody out. In the top of the third inning, Bears trail at 2-0. Peterson comes to the plate, swing and a miss by Fisher. And she's now behind the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes on a gorgeous Wednesday afternoon here in Malad. Peterson gets the sign, and the Dragons are using the same system the Bears are, so she checks her armband. Fisher fouls off the pitch. Stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Like to make the pitchers work if you're a batter. The longer you can stay alive, the more chance you have of wild pitches, more chance you have of seeing one that you like. Wrigley Peterson comes to the plate. High fly ball into center field, and the center fielder underneath it for out number 2. So good contact, but just like Hallie Bruce in a similar location, just a little bit underneath that one instead of getting out of here or being hard to catch. Those high fly balls, easy for those center fielders to get underneath. And out number 2 recorded. Brings off the leadoff batter, Morgan Armstrong. She struck out to start the game today. This is her second plate appearance. And I got to let that one go, Morgan. She went. It's strike 1. I tease her all the time. You don't have a strike zone, Morgan. You're 2 feet tall. Wait for the pitch you want. And she could not quite hold off. She only gave it like a 1/8 effort. She tried to hold back but couldn't. Strike 1. 0-1 count. 2 outs. Nobody on. Armstrong squares to bunt. Fouls it back. So she won't be bunting now, down 2 strikes. She's got the speed to bunt her way on. It's not a horrible call for her to bunt with 2 outs and nobody on. She has the speed to bunt her way on base, but that one just goes harmlessly to the backstop for strike 2. It's now down 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that'll end the top of the third. Bears have only had one base runner in the game. They trail 2-0 after 2.5 innings. We'll take a break and be back with the bottom of the third inning as the Dragons come to bat right after this for the SVI Sports Network.
I've always said this about title companies. We all do the same exact thing. But it's the people that make the difference.
This new brand is going to represent who we are.
Honesty, integrity, loyalty, kindness, hard work, thoroughness. Nobody would buy anything without knowing they're getting it free and clear of somebody else's debt or problems. And that's the whole purpose of a title search, is to make sure that we can ensure clear title.
And it was critical that we have a brand that really describes that.
The team at the Montpelier office of Flying S Title and Escrow are ready to assist you with your next real estate transaction and are proud to support the Bear Lake Bears. Visit Flying S Title and Escrow at 469 Washington Street or call 208-847-1300. Also available at fste.com.
Here we go with the top of the bottom of the third inning. The Bears trail 2-0. Crockett has pitched well. She's got 4 strikeouts on the day.
45 pitches so far for Crockett.
Which isn't bad through 2 innings. And she's given up just one walk, only a couple of hits, but those hits came at timely moments, and the Dragons were able to score 2 runs in the bottom of the second, scoreless in the top of the first, bottom of the first. Anyway. Here we go. Wrigley Peterson, the pitcher, the number 3 hitter for the Dragons, in the box. She's easy to recognize from here with that big old knee brace on. Crockett gets the sign. Peterson grounded to shortstop in the first inning, her first at bat, and it was a fielder's choice. Armstrong possibly could have thrown her out, but she decided to keep the runner at third and save the run, so it doesn't count as a hit. And she takes ball 1. Crockett comes to the plate with the second pitch of the at-bat. High pop fly. Dare Priest underneath it. Right behind first base for out number 1 of the inning. So Wrigley Peterson, one of the best hitters in the state last year, is 0 for 2 in the game. Just the ground ball to shortstop and then a pop out to first. Hallie Horsley comes to the plate. And I think she was the best hitter in the state last year statistically.
First baseman, playing the first base today.
She's a hitter, outside hitter in volleyball, and she is their center in basketball. And she takes inside and low for ball 1. She's one of those girls that you tell your pitcher, don't give her anything to hit.
Yeah, I'm waiting for her to hit it out here to me. Because she has, and might, and could.
So one ball, no strikes, nobody on, and 1 out here in the bottom of the third, heart of the lineup. And Horsley drills a hard ground ball into left field. It'll be a single as Hallie Bruce over there to knock it down. And Horsley with the ground ball single through the gap. Well played by Bruce to hold her to a single. So Horsley stands at first base. She's the cleanup hitter, so the number 5 spot coming up next.
Kimberling.
And Kimberling, I think, was one of the outs. In fact, I know she was an out on her first at bat. She rounds to bunt, pop fly back out of play. In fact, hits the bus.
She's playing left field today.
Behind the backstop for strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 person on, 1 out. 2-0, Malad Dragon lead, bottom of the third inning. Crockett having a great day so far in the circle. And a bunt attempt again. This time it's past balls. It gets away from Culver, and Horsley will go all the way to third on that one. Crossed her up. She acted like that wasn't the pitch she was expecting because it looked like it was almost a strike, inside corner. And Culver misses the catch, and Horsley advances to third base on the pass ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 runner on, 1 out. Runner is at third. Crockett comes to the plate, and that one's in the dirt, and Horsley's going to score easily. And that one's just a little inside, and Culver again couldn't knock it down. So now base is empty. You don't have to worry about runners. You can focus on getting balls and strikes here. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 3-0 is your score. The Dragons in the lead. And Malad's one of those teams that doesn't seem to matter much who's coaching. This is their 3rd coach in the last 5 years, and they've won like 5 or 6 straight state championships. So the last 2 coaches have ended their careers as state champions. Here we go. 2-2 count after that strike from Crockett. And here's the payoff pitch inside, ball 3. 3-2, payoff pitch coming from Crockett. 1 out, nobody on after the run on 2 consecutive pass balls. Comes around to score after getting this single. Payoff pitch is strike 3. Got her swinging. Great pitch there from Brooklyn Crockett for out number 2 of the inning. So nobody on, 2 outs. And the number 7 batter in the order coming up to the plate. Is that correct?
6th.
6th?
Maroney.
I'm 1 off all day. Just that much off. Maroney coming to the plate. I think she struck out in her first at bat in the top of the 2nd, and foul tip there for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 3rd, 3-0 ball game. Dragons in the lead. They have advanced base runners to at least 3rd in every inning. Bears have only had 1 base runner. Hallie Perkins got herself, 2 base runners. Nope, just one. Hallie Perkins got herself on a single as that ball's inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Crockett does have about 5 strikeouts now, if I'm counting correctly, on the game. Only the 1 walk. Here's the pitch. Swung. This one's popped into center field. And just like last inning, it ends on a fly ball to Natalie Parslow. Great jump on the ball. Brings it in on the run. Ends the inning. But not before the Dragons score 1 to take the lead 3-0 going into the top of the 4th, which we'll have for you in 60 seconds here on the SVI Sports Network.
You have a list of things. None of those things say wander around a warehouse looking for somebody to help you, or walk out not knowing if you got exactly what you need. Nope, you have a list of things, and Ace has them, from the brands you trust. We also have people like Pete who ask the right questions to make sure you get everything you need. Because at Ace, we have our own list, and great service is at the top.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Natalie Parslow coming to the plate, the senior center fielder who's recorded 2 outs already in this game as a center fielder. And great plays on both balls. They were line drive hits, not easy plays. She made them look easy. She struck out her first at-bat after fouling off a couple in the 1st inning. Here she is to lead off the 4th inning. Bears trailing 3-0. The Bears need base runners.
Yeah.
And if I was up there coaching today and not out here, I'd be telling them, we don't need home runs. We need base runners. Peterson comes to the plate. Parslow lays down the bunt, but foul. That was a hard bunt. That would have been fair. That's one of those, call them a push bunt, where you're just trying to make contact in fair territory. And it's a hard ball for the fielders to field when it's like that down the 3rd baseline, because it doesn't roll like a regular bunt. That was a good attempt there by Parslow, but she's down 0-1. Tries again. This time she misses the ball completely. She's down 0-2. She won't be bunting now. And good strategy. I told Coach Pope before the game, I said, if I can give you any advice, don't be afraid of the small ball. You tried it there. You tried it with Armstrong earlier. And now with 0-2, Parslow will be swinging Here's the pitch, and it's in the dirt for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 4th inning. Parcel leading off the 4th inning for the Bear Lake Bears. And Parcel's got a lot of speed. She can run out those bunts. Like I said with Armstrong, if she gets it in play, she can run it out.
And she can lay down a pretty good bunt when she's at it.
And she strikes out. For strikeout number 2 for her in the game. And good at bat, though. That first bunt attempt, if she could have kept that one fair,
yep,
I liked it. And it's a good strategy. So,
all right, Bruce coming up to bat for the Bears.
She hit the ball hard in inning number 1. Hard hit. Fly ball to center field. She was just underneath it. She could have cut that ball in half instead of being underneath it. It might have done some damage. And she grounds this one to the shortstop. Running play. Oh, just in time.
What a stretch there by Horsley on first.
And that will be out number 2 of the inning. I thought Bruce had hit herself an infield single. Great play by the shortstop. She did not have time to plant and throw. She had to throw it on the run. Horsley dug it out of the dirt for out number 2.
In fact, she was stretched about as far as she could stretch to get that one.
Hallie Bruce has hit the ball hard twice now, but nothing to show for it. She's out both times. Priest, who struck out in the... It hits a ground ball right up the center.
Hit.
Single to center field. So the last 2 pitches, the Bears have put in play with hard ground balls. They're starting to catch up to Peterson a little bit here in the 4th inning. And Bruce hit into a ground out. But Priest finds that C9 single right up the middle,
yep,
where nobody can get to it. And that'll bring Hallie Perkins, who had the only previous hit in the game. She had a bloop single to right field in her first at bat. She comes to plate with Priest over at first. And nice hard oh my gosh,
stop.
What a play.
Wow.
Hallie Perkins just got absolutely robbed.
What a stop by shortstop Schultz.
Diving play. She knocked it down, and it was easy to make the easy toss to second base for the out. If there's not a base runner, that goes as a single because she was never going to get up and throw her out at first. Wow, what a play. Give Schultz all the credit. Hallie Perkins is hitting the ball well today, but nothing to show for that one. So the Bears do get a runner to first, but can't move her around. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Bears down by a score of 3-0. We'll take a 30-second break and come back with the bottom of the 4th inning as the Dragons come to the plate right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign papers and they leave and they're happy, they get their house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Now I got it.
Brooklyn Crockett steps back into the circle for the Bears, trailing 3-0 after that highway robbery. What a play. I got to give it to Schultz.
Wow.
And Hallie Perkins has got to be proud of the way she put the bat on the ball. She hit it hard.
Yeah.
Schultz made a diving stop, or that ball goes up the middle for a single. She records the out at second base. If we don't have a base runner in that situation, she would have had a single even with the stop. So Schultz makes a play that saves Bears having 2 runners on for the first time in the game.
Yeah.
Crockett with 5 strikeouts, pitching a great game going to the bottom of the 4th.
Oglesby at the plate.
So the bottom of the order here for the Dragons here in the 4th inning. Strike 1, great pitch by Crockett. She's throwing the ball well. Bears are hitting the ball well, just hitting right at people, which has been our trend this year. I've been joking with Hallie Bruce. I'm like, hit it at somebody, because she hasn't been very good at hitting it to avoid people. So I told her to hit it at people. Maybe that'll be better. And bunt is, she pulled her foot.
Yep. She had to jump to catch it.
Great play there by Hallie Perkins to catch it on the bunt. Crockett throws over, not in time, as Perkins has to jump in the air, a little bunny hop, and does not record the out. So the bunt single to start the inning for the Dragons. They have a runner at first, nobody out. Bang, bang play, and he thought about it. I think he wanted to ring her up, but he gave her and it was probably the right call, sadly. Here's the pitch. It's a strike, and the runner still second. Throw not in time. So now a runner in scoring position again. The the Dragons have runners in scoring position in every single inning. The first inning is the only time they didn't get one of them around to score. And in that inning, they had runners at second and third. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. So no balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner at second. Here in the bottom of the fourth in a 3-0 ball game. Great effort by both teams. The defense has been fantastic. Pitching has been fantastic. Here's the pitch. Just inside and gets away from Culver. And he'll go for a stolen, well, technically a pass ball as the runner advances to third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner at third base. They've had a runner at third base now in every single inning. Here's the pitch. High for ball 2. So we got 2-2 count. As it wouldn't be high to a lot of batters, but
to this one,
she's about the size of Morgan Armstrong. They don't have a strike zone.
Big.
Got to be patient up there at the plate. Here we go. 2-2 pitch. Nobody out. Runner at third. Pop fly and just off the glove of Priest, right behind first base, and it's a foul ball. Wow. Bears kind of lucky out there. Priest, I think it was not hit quite as hard as she expected it to be, so she just kind of chucked her glove up there to try to make the catch. Couldn't bring it in, but it falls foul, so it's just a loud strike. Would have scored a run. Instead, it's just a 2-2 count. Nobody out. Runner still down at third base. Crockett comes to the plate for ball 3, just a little up in the zone. 3-2 count. And this is when you're saying run on anything if you're a coach, because you never know if there's a drop third strike, what could happen. So the payoff pitch, as Crockett gets the sign. Culver behind the plate, ready for the pitch. Here it is, and it's a foul ball. Out of play this time. Over there down the first base line, behind the Bear Lake dugout. So we'll do it all again. Still 3-2 count. Brooklyn Crockett, with her 5 strikeouts through 3 innings, comes to the plate and strikeout number 6.
She wanted it and then let it go.
What a pitch. She froze the batter to strike her out for the first out of the inning. Great pitch right there from Brooklyn Crockett. It's that curveball. Looks like it's going to be a little bit inside, curves and hits that outside of the half of the plate. Records her 6th strikeout. Out of 10 outs recorded, and 6 of them have been via strikeout. Slapper. She lays down the slap hit, and Crockett throws it high to first base. Abdera Priest hits it off the top of her glove, doesn't bring it down. Runner is safe at second. Run from third scores. So the error on the first baseman, Priest. And runner now at second, still in scoring position. That was supposed to be a sacrifice bunt. Bears couldn't make the play cleanly. 4-0 and a runner in scoring position again for the Dragons. Crockett gets ready, comes to the plate. Called strike. And the runner acted like she was going, holds up at second base. So no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 4-0 is your score. Dragons have a runner at second base. Crockett comes to the plate, and it's a ground ball through the hole. It's going to go to the gap and make it all the way to the fence. Run's going to score. Batter's on her way to second. She'll stop there. And that was just a gap shot between the shortstop and second base. No way Armstrong gets to that. And it goes all the way to the fence for a RBI double. So 5-0 your score. That error is costly, as that's an unearned run, as that runner that scored should have been out. Crockett comes to the plate. And that first one's fouled off. Udy at the plate for the Dragons. Runner at second. 1 ball. No balls, sorry. 1 strike after the foul ball. 1 out. Here's the pitch. just misses on the outside half of the plate. Outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 on, 1 in already in the inning for the Dragons. Or they scored 2. Was it 3-0? 2 in already in the inning for the Dragons. I was enjoying saying 1. Nate, don't correct me. And there's another hard ground ball. And it's going to be stopped by the left fielder, but it's going to be an RBI single. Bruce made a good play on the ball, but that was just a hard hit ball. They're just finding gaps. They're not getting anything in the air. Everything's on the ground. You want your pitcher to be pitching ground balls, but they're finding gaps. There's nothing wrong with the defense on that play. Just gets through the gap for an RBI single. 6-0 here in the 4th inning as Wrigley Peterson, the pitcher and number 3 batter in their lineup, comes to the plate with, she's 0 for 2 in the game. And here's the throw, the stolen base. Good throw that time, just a little bit low and in the dirt. And Armstrong, the shortstop, couldn't bring it in to make the tag. So the runner advances to second now in scoring position. I was saying Peterson had a little ground ball that the Bears chose not to throw so they could save the run in the first inning, and then she popped out her last at bat. Here she is for her 3rd at bat in the bottom of the 4th. She takes ball 2, so it's 2 balls, no strikes, 1 on. That runner's at second base, 3 already in the inning, and just 1 out, which is a strikeout, the 6th strikeout that Crockett has pitched in this game. She comes to the plate, strike 1, swinging, nice pitch, just the inside fastball. And Peterson couldn't get around on it. Goes for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 1 on. Crockett gets a sign from Coach Armstrong over there. And she comes to the plate. This one's hit by Peterson. That one is gone. Deep left field, and she touches them all. They'll make the score 8-0. Not a bad pitch by Crockett, just a better hit by Peterson, and there was no doubt about that one. A little bit of wind behind it. Would have been gone anyway, but it was way gone. So that makes the score 8-0. This is going to be like yesterday's game, a lot closer than the final score might show, as the Bears have played well. Just giving up some couple of costly errors here and there, and some timely hitting by Malad. Their last 3 hits have been all legitimate, and that one was way out of there. Hallie Horsley coming to the plate. And she's had a couple ground balls. I think she got a single last time at bat. She'll step in. Nobody on. 1 out. 5 runs across the plate already in the inning. Horsley's going to make it 6.
Do it too.
That one was further gone. Way further gone. That wouldn't have been out of some parks like Yellowstone, to name one. That was... What a hit. She's one of those hitters that last year in the district tournament we didn't pitch to her.
Yeah.
We intentionally walked her every time she was at the plate because she's capable of that with every single swing of the bat. Coach Pope going to take a timeout, come out and talk to his team. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine is committed to building safety at the mine and in the community. Recently, Simplot was awarded the Sentinels of Safety Award from the National Mining Association, while Safety Manager Wampa Roberts was named the Distinguished Safety Professional of the Year. Smoky Canyon Mine's rescue team consistently wins the Simplot Rescue Team competition. Simplot also dedicates resources for their annual Safety Day with area 5th grades. Simplot, bringing safety home.
So the Dragons have plated 6 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. Back-to-back home runs by Peterson and Horsley pushed the score to 9-0 in just this 1 inning. The Dragons have turned what was a very close game into a very comfortable lead. And Crockett will come to the plate with the pitch. Strike 1. Nice pitch. That's what you got to do after giving up back-to-back home runs, is come to the plate confidently. She hits that outside corner for strike 1.
Kimberling at bat.
Number 5 batter in their lineup. And she swings at strike 2. Swing and a miss. So 6 strikeouts in the game. That's what Crockett needs to focus on, is that she has pitched a good game. Really 2 bad pitches. And those were both hit for home runs. And this one's a pop fly. Hallie Perkins underneath it. There's out number 2. And that's the way to come back from giving up back-to-back homers, is to get the easy out. So 2 outs in the inning now. Run rule, just so you're aware, it's 15 after 3 and 10 after 5. So they'd have to have one heck of a 2-out rally to end this game right here. Bears will likely come to the plate at least one more time. Down 9-0 here in the bottom of the 4th with the number 6 hitter in the lineup at the plate. Here's the pitch, strike 1. Nice pitch. Crockett throwing with some confidence here these last couple of batters. So 0-1 count, nobody on, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Foul ball, 0-2. And that one's fielded by the umpire. I think his first name's Brian. I want to say Brian Lohman. Those of you out there that are watching, if that's the wrong Brian, there's like 6 or 7 Brians that umpire and referee.
I have no idea.
Anyway, he's a pretty good ump.
Gary
Carlson behind the plate. Here's the pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Not a bad pitch when you're up 0-2 in the count. You go for that low inside pitch, see if they offer at it. If they do, you strike them out. If they don't, who cares? You're still up. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. 6 runs, though. 6 big runs across the plate in the inning for the Dragons. And, just missed. That was a great pitch on 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just missed on the outside. That's exactly where you want that pitch. Crockett to throw that pitch. She's never going to get a hit out there, and if she offers at it, you got a chance to strike her out and end the inning. Instead, she gets a little bloop single. Just a slow ground ball, but right between first and second base where nobody could get to it, and it goes as a single. So we got one runner on, 2 outs, 9-0 in your score, bottom of the 4th inning.
Oglesby coming up to bat.
And sorry about the view. When there's a runner on first, the umpire comes over for a better view, and he's blocking the camera a little bit. And ball in the dirt, and Culver knocks it down, keeps it in front of her, but the runner advances to second easily. So running it out in scoring position. That pitch was a ball, 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch, and inside. Culver knocks it down, keeps it in front of her. This time the runner stays at second. Really only the 2 fly balls given up in the entire game. And that's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Crockett has pitched a great game. They've done exactly what you wanted to do, keep the ball on the ground. For the most part, kept the ball in the infield.
90 pitches so far. 91.
And just if you're wondering on pitch count, softball does not have a pitch limit. In baseball, the pitch limit, they don't have one as far as how many they can pitch in a day after a certain point in the season. However, if they pitch more than a certain amount in a day, dictates how many days rest they have to have before they can pitch again. Softball has no such rule for now. Strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at second. So softball is a different motion, and they're thinking about instituting a pitch count for softball, but as of right now, there isn't such a thing. In baseball, because that one's fouled off high in the air down the first baseline, just out of play for a long strike.
We did learn yesterday that for the first 30 days of baseball, they can only pitch 80. And then after the 30-day mark, there is no pitch count.
And then what happens, though, with the pitch count after that? They still have to track it, because if they pitch under 80, they can come back with, and this is a fly ball to center field, Natalie Parslow underneath it again. She's ended 3 of the 4 innings in a similar play. She gets out number 3 there, but not before the Dragons plate 6. So in baseball, if they go over a certain amount of pitches, and I believe it's 80, they have to take a certain amount of days off. If they go over like 50 but stay under 80, I think is the number, and somebody out there can tell me I'm wrong, which I probably am, they can come back with less days rest, and if they stay under like 50, they don't have to take any days off. They can come back on 0 days rest. So the pitch count is still very important in baseball because it dictates how soon they can come back, but it doesn't make them leave the game, per se, in high school baseball. And in softball, there is no pitch count. With the underarm motion, you usually can get pretty tired, but usually you're not going to injure your arm by continuing to throw pitches. Where in baseball, that's the reason for the rule. It is possible to injure your arm in baseball by throwing too many pitches or pitching without proper rest. So that's the difference. It's just because the different arm motion, the overhand pitch compared to the underhand pitch. Speaking of pitching, new pitchers in the game for the Malad Dragons. This is number 8 out there. Do you have a name for number 8?
I will in just a minute. That's going to be Gonzalez. She's our flex player today.
So Gonzalez will step in. The Dragons with a 9-0 lead. Wrigley Peterson blew her ACL during summer ball. So in the past, we weren't even sure if Malad had another pitcher the last 3 years. I'm sure they did. They had JV pitchers, but we never saw one. We've played them at least 4 times a year. Last year we played them 5, and Wrigley threw every pitch against us. This year, because of her knee, they don't push her. If they get a lead, they usually take her out after 3 or 4 innings, which they're doing today, and Gonzalez will step in there. And Peterson moves to shortstop. They don't want to take her bat out of the lineup, so they put her out at shortstop. So Peterson stays in the game, but Gonzalez takes over as the pitcher. Addie Ure, the third baseman, will step to the plate for the Bears. Addie, the senior third baseman. And the pitcher, Gonzalez, did not have the armband on to get the calls. So she steals the armband from Hallie Horsley over there at first base and says, hey, I need to be able to call pitches. Addie Ure steps to the plate. Bears only got 2 base hits in the game. Ure squares to bunt, lays one down. It goes foul. Good thing for Addie because she would have been out at first. That bunt didn't quite go far enough. The catcher was able to throw it down to first easily, but it was foul ball. So Addie will live for another pitch. 0-1 count after the bunt attempt. Ure doesn't look like it, but she is actually very fast. She has a state championship as a freshman. She was on that cross-country team that ended the Soda Springs streak of like 13 straight state championships. And Ure was a freshman on that state championship cross-country team. As she fouls off the second pitch of the at-bat for strike 2, Gonzalez will get the sign. Not working nearly as fast as Peterson normally works. So Ure into the box, ready for the pitch. Gonzalez will come to the plate. And another foul ball by Ure. Battling up there with 2 strikes, 0-2. Use your count, nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning, Bears need some runs here to fight back in this game, trailing by a score of 9-0. They'd like to put some on the board here, make this a closer game, live to fight another inning, or 2 or 3. And Ure strikes out. Nice rise ball there from Gonzalez. Ure goes down swinging, and freshman Romrell, Cam Bam, as she's affectionately called on the team, has been hitting the ball well this year. She'll come to the plate. She hits in the number 7 spot for Bear Lake. Culver, the catcher, on deck. And if either one of them gets on base, Lindsay Fisher will be in the hole. Romrell's behind that one. She swings and misses for strike 1. That was on an inside pitch. She swung a little late. Nobody on. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. And that one's in there for strike 2. Same pitch. She just didn't swing at that one. She takes it for strike 2. Gonzalez throws a good ball. First time we've seen her pitch. If she was a JV pitcher last year, she's really come a long way because I don't remember how many JV pitchers that could throw like this last year.
Yeah.
So 0 balls and 3 strikes now as Romrell swings and misses 2 batters, 2 strikeouts for the new pitcher Gonzalez for the Malad Dragons. They seem to be able to just recycle pitchers. Like I said, Wrigley Peterson has pitched every game since her freshman year. And she has lost, I think, 2 high school softball games in her career. She has 3 state championships as a pitcher, and looking to get her 4th this year. Culver swings and misses way behind that one. That was one of those, oh, that's a strike, I better swing. She swung late, misses everything. Strike 1. So 2 strikeouts and an 0-1 count for Gonzalez here in the inning in the top of the 5th. Culver lets that one go high, ball 1. Good eye up there for Culver. She works the count a lot at her at-bats. She usually sees several pitches. You want to see 5, 6, 7 pitches in that bat if you can as a batter. If you can't get a base hit early, it's not a bad thing to see several pitches. And she fouls that one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on, 2 out. As the Dragons play a fun little game we call Keep Away from the Pitcher.
That's when you wish you had some people on base. Someone on third, anyway.
So Gonzalez 1 strike away from striking out the side here in the top of the 5th inning. Culver going to do everything she can to avoid that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on in a 9-0 ball game. It's a much closer game than that, as Malad got 6 of their 9 runs in that 4th inning. First 3 innings, they could only manage to plate 3, as that one's way high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bears have only had 2 base runners. Hallie Perkins and Sabdara Priest, the only ones with base hits in the inning. Perkins was robbed of another base hit. A couple of girls hit the ball hard, but have not been able to find any holes in this Malad defense as Culver takes ball 3. Once again, this is that quality at bat I'm talking about. She does this a lot. She's worked the count. She was down 0-2. Now she's got a 3-2 count. Now Gonzalez has to be close to the plate. And if she's not, she walks. And here's the pitch. And ball 4.
Ooh, that
Culver.
One was close. Ooh.
Great eye by Culver. She works the count. And I think Malad wanted that to be a strike. As a coach, I'm one of those people
that scared me. Ooh.
I'd have been like, why didn't you swing that? Okay, well, that's why you didn't swing.
We got a courtesy runner for who
Taylinda Clark, the freshman speedster, and she is fast. And at the plate, Lindsay Fisher, the sophomore. So the 3rd base runner of the game comes via the walk by Gonzalez to Casey. Yeah, and DeClark still 2nd in there cleanly. Throw wouldn't have been there even if she would have caught it. And throws in the dirt. She knocks it down, but DeClark had slid in cleanly for the stolen base. So Lindsay Fisher takes ball 1. Taylinda Clark still 2nd. And that's why she's the speed-up runner even as a freshman. Ball 2, so Culver worked the count to get a walk. And now 2 straight balls to Fisher. So the last 3 pitches have all been balls from Gonzalez after striking out the first 2. And Fisher swings at that one. That might have been ball 3, high top of the zone. If it would have been was a strike, it was at the top of the strike zone. She misses it for strike 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Runner at 2nd. First time in the game the Bears have advanced a runner past first base. As Kaylee Culver got the walk. Taylinda Clark stole 2nd as a courtesy runner. And now inside corner for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. On a gorgeous sunny day, Wednesday afternoon here, as the Bears trail 9-0 to the Malad Dragons. Gonzalez gets a sign, gets set, comes to the plate, and strike 3 looking. Backwards K to end the inning. She struck out the side. She did give up a walk in between. The Bears, for the first time in the game, got a runner to scoring position as DeClark was at 2nd base as the inning ended. But the Bears trail 9-0 after 5. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th here in 30 seconds on the SVI Sports Network.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do.
That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Visit You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier for fuel, snacks, and more. Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
Bears trail at 9-0 going to the bottom of the 5th inning. This is the time when the run rule can take effect. If the Bears give up a run here, that would end the game because it's a 10-run after 5, 15 after 3, 10 after 5 is the run rule in high school baseball and softball. And the Bears trail at 9-0 after giving up 6 in the 4th. Bears have played well defensively except for the one inning, and they really didn't play poorly in that inning. Only one error that I would have said in that inning. The rest of it was just timely base hits, and except for the 2 home runs, it was kind of C&I base hits. They just hit the ball hard and hit them to where the Bears weren't.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad defense. It's just a matter of putting the ball where there's not a defensive player. And the Bears have had the opposite luck. When they have hit the ball hard today, it's been right at people. Bears have only had 3 base runners, 2 hits, and a walk. Here we go.
Schultz
at the plate. She's a lefty. Crockett will come to the plate. Crockett has pitched well. She's got 6 strikeouts on the day, and she starts that one with a strike. On the outside corner, Schultz, a slap hitter.
Yep, she's 1 for 2 on the day.
Is she?
Yep.
She does not offer that for strike 1. As a slapper, you're just trying to use your speed, put the ball in play, and that one is outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And you from the left side of the plate, you're a step and a half closer to first base than right-handed batter. Plus, your momentum as you swing the bat turns your body towards first base. So you already have an advantage. And so if you can put the ball in play, even if it's a ground ball that would be an out for a right-handed hitter, sometimes you have that ability as she fouls off. That pitch for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You have the ability to turn what should be a routine out into a base hit. So if you got speed and you're naturally left-handed, or sometimes even if you're not naturally left-handed, but you have speed, so Nate, you would have never been a slapper. Sorry, you're naturally left-handed, but that speed issue. And baseball, they really don't have it. But,
we have seen a slapper.
I have seen it. They do attempt it, and she strike number 3, and it was a drop third strike, so they have to throw down to first to get the out, but they do so. And that's another strikeout. Strikeout number 7 on the day. Crockett has got to be very happy with this outing. I know her well enough. She won't be. But she should be. She's pitched a good game. You don't really normally wouldn't say that in a 9-0 game. But she's really hasn't given up that many really hard hits other than the 2 home runs. She's pitched well with 7 strikeouts.
All right, Tovey up to bat.
And she fouls off pitch number 1. So, again, ahead in the count. Crockett's been really good at that today, and the Malad pitcher's been really good at that today. Not too many batters have been able to get in a position where they're in a hitter's count. Pitchers have done well.
Crockett about to deliver her 100th pitch.
And that's ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. In the bottom of the 5th inning, 100 pitches in. We had a marathon game, you'll remember this one. District championship game that went 10 innings over here. And that day, the pitch count, the Malad pitcher, Bear Lake, we pitched 2 or 3 girls in that game. But the Malad pitcher pitched the entire game, Riley Dorius.
Yes.
If you remember her.
I do.
And she pitched close, I think, 200 and something pitches that day.
Unbelievable.
And we just kept thinking, okay, she's got to be getting tired. She's got to be getting tired. And the Malad eventually won that game in 10 innings.
She was tired.
Yep.
But she pitched a heck of a game.
I was the head coach. Sorry, no, I wasn't. I was the JV coach in that game. Bob Hanna was the varsity coach for the Dragons. He's sitting over there in the back of his truck is ball 4. So that's a good at bat for the Malad Dragon batter. What was her?
Tovey.
Mm-hmm. She worked the count. She was behind. She worked the count, got herself a walk. Only the second walk, if I remember right, given up on the day by Crockett.
Pickett back to the plate, top of the lineup. She's 1 for 2 today.
And not going. Tovey acted like she was going to go. Culver popped up quickly. It was a little bit low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. That runner at first is the potential game-winning run. as if she scores, and it's a foul ball on a bunt attempt, if she scores, that would end the game, as the run rule would take effect here in the bottom of the 5th. So outs are essential, and keeping her there is essential. Don't want her to steal, don't want her to advance on a pass ball or a wild pitch. You got to keep her at first, keep her out of scoring position, and get some outs right here. And the top of the lineup is a tough place to do that. Crockett, another bunt attempt, and another fake steal. Nothing there. And they call that one a ball, just a little high, I guess. And she did not offer. She didn't swing at it. She rounded to bunt and then pulled back. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at first. And this time she does bunt. It's cleanly down the third baseline. Ura fields it out at first. But the runner does advance. So 2 outs. Sacrifice bunt. Moves the game-winning run into scoring position. And what do you do here? Last time that Wrigley Peterson, the batter, swung the bat, she hit a deep 2-run home run. And she is the batter.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care.
Straight back. 0-1 count. She had a ground ball, fielder's choice, her first at bat. She popped out to first on her second at bat, and then long home run to left field on her third at bat. Crockett just outside, great pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. So these next 2 batters, you don't want to give them anything they can put a bat on, or they could end the game in 1 swing, as they both are very capable hitters. Crockett gets a sign from Coach Armstrong. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Crockett low. Nice dig there by Culver to keep the runner at second. That was huge. If that runner gets to third, anything could end the game. Culver goes down, digs it out, keeps the runner down at second base. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Winning run at second base here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 9-0 your score in favor of the Dragons. Crockett comes to the plate, and it's going to be that game-winning hit. A line drive to center field, nothing the Bears can do about that. That'll end the game. 10-0 will be your final score, as the Bears played well, but the Dragons get timely hits, and that sacrifice bunt pays off by moving the runner into scoring position. Peterson's single to center. It goes for an RBI and ends the game 10-0 after 5. Great effort by the Bears. Crockett pitched well, 7 strikeouts in the game, only gave up 2 walks, did give up the 2 home runs. The Bears struggled more on the offensive side than they did the defensive side. Only 3 base runners, 2 base hits, 1 by Priest, 1 by Perkins, and then the walk by Culver are the only base runners the Bears had in the game, as they drop 1-2 Malad Dragons 10-0 on this first district game of the season for the Bears. Bear Lake's next games are in Glens Ferry. They've got
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday games at 8 and noon, both days up at the Glens Ferry tournament. And that should be a good weekend. We won't have those games on the air, but we'll give you the results of those games on Monday on the Sports Report. Let you know how they did. Track meet going on right now here in Malad. Baseball team has a doubleheader in Preston on Saturday, so they've got some action going on. The JV golfers are in Marsh Valley right now, so spring sports, everything happening. And the middle school is at a track meet in Marsh Valley, so
busy.
Pretty much.
Busy
I don't know how they got any students home today, because every bus is out of town.
Yeah.
If you have ever thought about being a bus driver,
please,
now is the time. So anyway, thank you for joining us today on the broadcast. The Bears drop a game that was closer than the final score is going to show. They drop it 10-0 to the 5-time, I hate to say that, 5-time defending state champion Malad Dragons. And that's going to do it for us. Thank you to Ray Henry, our awesome cameraman. Nate, the great Nate Matthews, produced today. And this is going to be saying thank you from the SVI Sports Network. This is Jared Hillier
and Lisa Hillier
saying good night, everybody.